Hi, my name is Chaim, and anyways, this video is in response to the cult known as Kabbalah. I first want to start off that Kabbalah is a part of the Jewish religion. They say that religion is just for the very purpose to make our lives more sweeter, more fun. Then why do many people have a hard time following the religion, especially the Jewish religion in general? We have 613 commandments, yet you're going to notice that most people find it easier to sin, like to go to Taco Bell and eat a 7-layered burrito, than it is to just stay home and have a, a kosher gefilte fish. I mean, you got to put two and two together. I mean, it's not that it's making our life sweeter. It's that this is the way that we connect ourselves to God. And I'm going to go further into that. First, I'm going to also the second thing I want to go into before I go any further is that you say that the cult known as Kabbalah does not make your life sweeter. You seem to want it more rather than follow religion, obviously because it does make your life more fun, more sweet. It seems logically that the cult leader says Kabbalah that the Kabbalah cult is not a religion only because you'd otherwise you'd be against it. So why not disguise it with another word? Many people have a negative connotation, a negative idea about religion. So in order for you brainwashed people to follow him and shower him with money, you need to be lied to. Kabbalah is part of the Jewish tradition. The next thing I want to go into that this liar seems to use as one of his brainwashing methods is that he says Avraham Avinu, or Abraham as you guys call him, was not a Jew. He was a Bedouin. Let's define the word Bedouin and then let's define the word Jew. A Bedouin, it can be defined as a nomadic Arab. Fine, that's someone's race. What makes someone a Jew? A Jew is someone who praises God. Take these two, you have one that is a race and one that is a character of a person. So therefore, Abraham was a Jewish Bedouin whose descendants were the Jewish nation. And therefore that brings me to my next point. Kabbalah means received. The entire Jewish nation as a whole, the entire Jewish nation as a whole, the entire Jewish nation as a whole received God's words literally. They literally heard God speak as a person speaks to another person in front of him, and not individually inside our heads as the cult Kabbalah claims. There is a difference between national revelation and individuals who hear God speaking to them in their heads, whether they hear the same thing or not. Of course, books on Kabbalah or receiving was written by man, for they are the commentaries on what the entire Jewish nation heard. These books of receiving are to understand on a deeper level what was spoken by God in which he commanded. Religion was revealed. They are one and the same. Religion means reconnection. If you break down the word like a scholar, re and lig, reconnect. And this reconnection was revealed to the entire Jewish nation by God, just like you are hearing and listening to me right now. The Torah, or the Bible, has many commandments that are ambiguous, and it even says within it, because they are so ambiguous, to have books, which we consider the oral law, which before it was written down, it was the oral law that was passed on to every Jew. This was revealed to God, to Moshe, and to the rest of the Jewish people. To have books that explain how to practice these ambiguous commandments. Just look in the book of Deuteronomy. Now, this brings me to a further point. To study the Torah and fulfilling the mitzvahs, the commandments, is actually the spiritual connection to God. To follow the Kabbalah because it is sweet and makes you happy is actually being selfish. not the other way around as you guys claim. You're, it means your ego is getting worse. This guy is a fake and a phony, and he only loves you because you shower him with money. These are the facts. You can keep living in a lie, or you can seek the real truth. Which brings me to another point. I'm going to actually show you the real Kabbalah, and it's not going to cost you anything. It's free. May a non-Jew study Kabbalah? A non-Jew is obligated to keep the seven Noahide laws, which were transmitted to the entire world in the revelation at Sinai. He or she is obligated to study those laws and comprehend the logical and moral axioms they incorporate. Included in these seven laws are the prohibitions against idolatry and blasphemy. A non-Jew is therefore required to have a solid understanding of the doctrines associated with the unity of God and the basics of monotheistic morality. He may study such texts that explain and enhance his appreciation of the concept of monotheism and its ramifications in the observance of God's commandments. This includes the study of Kabbalah, though it must be done under proper guidance. Who is qualified to be a Kabbalist? As a prerequisite, a true Kabbalist is fully Torah observant, immersed in Torah study and practice. He must have spent many years of serious study under the guidance of eminent Kabbalists, delving into the secrets of the Kabbalah. He must excel in his behavior towards his fellow man, for love of others is the portal to God. A true Kabbalist remains aloof from the vanities of this world and is not motivated by financial gains, such as the guys you follow, honor, or the like. Last but not least, this is just an extra point that I would like to bring out, that people such as Madonna like to do this. What about wearing amulets and red strings? Unfortunately, such practices have been attributed with an inordinate and unhealthy degree of importance. In some situations, they have been unfairly promulgated by some groups for financial gain. Most important is mitzvah observance, fulfilling the requirements of the Code of Jewish Law, Shulchan Aruch, in all its details. According to all schools of Kabbalistic thought, such mitzvah observance is the surest vessel for God's blessing and protection. Basically, the red string, they say that it protects you from like bad things, from devils or whatever that make you do bad things. But it's just easier not to do bad things. You can either wear red string, which makes, okay, fine, you can do that. Or you can just not do bad things. You can not steal or kill or rape or do any of these bad things. Anyways, this has been Chaim Zeitz, and hopefully I've put a little bit of understanding into your head through actual Jewish concepts, through actual Kabbalistic concepts. Take care.